I'm Megan Skidmore, and welcome to the Beyond the Shadow of Doubt. I'm a woman, daughter, sister, spouse, mother, life coach, and person of faith on a mission to normalize asking questions and allowing doubts on a faith journey and all aspects of life. Join me as I bring this traditionally taboo topic out of the shadows of shame and into the light. I firmly believe we normalize through more talking and engaging in discussion. More talking peels back, exposes, and erases the layers of shame associated with asking questions and allowing doubts. When we are more authentic about our journey, we are more powerful because shame has no power in the face of authenticity. Beginning October 5th, the Dallas Hope Charities Collective Hope Coalition will be hosting their first ever book club and wrap up in November in honor of Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week, November 13th through the 18th. We'll be discussing Dr. Brandon Andrew Robinson's book, Coming Out to the Streets, and how the book ties in to the Dallas Hope Charities fight to end hopelessness. If you would like more information, please send an email to chc@dallashopecharities.org. Books can be purchased on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, UC Press, or through used bookstores. If cost is a barrier, please reach out for alternative options. I am so excited to share with you that the Love Loud Music Festival is coming to the Lone Star State. Founded in 2017 by Dan Reynolds, Love Loud is a catalyst to bring communities and families together to help ignite the vital conversation about what it means to unconditionally love our LGBTQ+ friends and family. Love Loud offers hope to people, letting them know they're not alone and encouraging acceptance in the home and community. It all begins with talking, sharing, and showing the realities of what LGBTQ+ individuals face daily. If you are in Texas and interested in volunteering along with me and some of your fellow Texans, please reach out and I will connect you with the right person. I would love to stand side by side and serve along with you. More information is on their website, which I have listed in the show notes.
But giving myself grace and just recognizing it and saying, that's okay. Like you said, I was doing the best I knew how at the time. Mm-hmm. And what an awesome thing that I get to do better now and move forward. And if you can get in that mindset of I get this opportunity to be able to do better, that's when you'll see all these little miracles and blessings that are just everywhere.
And I also love what you said. You looked at it, one of the ways that you introduced or just emphasized in your own life is I get to love this beautiful child of God. And
yes, yeah. I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change one single thing.
I wouldn't either.
I tell people that and they look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, no, like I have learned empathy so well. I've learned love so well. Like I feel like my Savior and I walk hand in hand with just complete love. And it's because I've allowed just the Spirit to guide me. And I'm so grateful. And the other thing I wanted to mention is that people will follow your lead, because even though I remember one of my biggest fears was telling my parents, like, after he was like, hey, we can start telling people. And I just thought, and I just in prayer, fervent prayer, like, help me to tell my parents, help their hearts to be softened. And I realized that people follow your lead. As I approached it and said, you know, Jaden is going to come. He wanted to tell them, but I wanted to prepare them. So I was like, Jaden's going to tell you that he's gay. Or I said, Jaden's going to tell you something that's going to be really hard for you to hear. And I said, I just want you to really pray about this, that you will have a softened heart before he tells you. And I was with him when he told them. It was through Zoom, and their hearts were softened. Like there's so many things that happened, but I have this very vivid picture. My son actually ended up meeting a man and was getting married. And I have this picture. I remember all the fear left me because I have this picture. I'd gotten all the photos back from the photographer. And one of the pictures is my dad and he has this cowboy hat on, his top hat. He has like a top hat he always wears. And there's the aisles, and he's leaned over and he's taking a picture of them kissing. And the photographer had caught a picture of that. And to me, that just like spoke volumes. It was just like, and I think it's all because it is, I know beyond a doubt that it is because they followed my lead, because I was at peace with it and fine with it and loved him, and they saw how much I loved him. Everybody in my family, everybody in my husband's family, our friends, they all followed my lead. They all followed my husband's and I's lead. And so if you act scared and freaked out and worried, others will react the same way. If you act confident and just loving, most likely people will follow your lead. I've found it's with our families, and that might not be every case, but in our case, I've seen that.
I remember you sharing something along those lines with me when we first met at the Lift and Love Mothers Retreat in February of 2022, while you were sharing your experience about when your son announced his upcoming wedding, and then your subsequent planning of it and sending out invitations and your approach. I've always remembered what you shared with me. You just kind of normalized it. You were just like, yeah, they're getting married on this date, and we're doing this, we're planning this. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be wonderful. We're really excited for them. All of those things are true.
Yes, it's right.
None of those need to speak to political beliefs, spiritual or religious beliefs, personal, family, community, whatever, cultural. You're just celebrating somebody and a choice that they made with their God-given agency that brings them happiness.
Yes, you said it exactly right. It's the happiness. You're just celebrating the happiness just like you would with any of your other kids. And when I made that decision and choice, that's when I was able to be completely and fully present there. And I can honestly say that I felt the Spirit of God there at that wedding. And it's because the Spirit of God is love. And there was love there. It was just love. And there was little kids and everything running around, and they were seeing that in our family, we love. You come as you are, and we love you.
Chills. So you've talked about your feelings about sharing with your parents, and you were a little bit afraid.
Yeah.
Understandably so. I think there are other arenas where that fear comes up in sharing this news with our faith community members.
Yes.
Our friends in our neighborhood, our communities, civic communities, all of these spaces where we live our lives. And so I'm curious to know your experience in sharing about your son. Like, did it take you a while? And if so, what was that process like? And when you eventually did share, and even now in present day, is this something that you'll talk about in your faith communities, like you feel comfortable sharing?
Yeah, that's such a good question. I love that question so much. Yes. So it took us a long time. First of all, it took our son a long time to be okay with us sharing it. It was probably, I would say, a good 9 months, probably, before he felt comfortable slowly sharing. So it started off with family. I shared about how that experience was with my parents, and then it was siblings, and I just called them each individually, and I just told them, and they were also loving. But I also had to realize, like, I had been in this for 9 months, so I was prepared to tell them. I had slowly prepared myself to tell them, even though it was hard. They had just heard the news, and I needed to give them time and grace to process it themselves. So I had to, going into it, I remember thinking, it doesn't matter how they react. I'm just going to guide with love. And so, some of my siblings would gasp or whatever. And I was okay with it. Like I just allowed that to be okay, because just remembering, they're just learning this news. This is going to take some processing, right? And I think like kind of stepping, like telling them, but then just giving them the space to process that was a gift for both of us. Because then over time, and I left the window open of ask questions, tell me what, call me, ask questions, ask him. He's open about it, So I think that's how that happened with that. And then, I don't think that I shared it a lot with a few friends, very close friends. It wasn't until my son got engaged that I remember taking it to God and just saying, okay, like I need help with this, of how to navigate this. And it's interesting because when I first started coaching, one thing I decided was that no matter who my kids married, that I already loved them. No matter who my kids chose as their spouse, I already loved them. And this is long before I knew my son was gay, right? So I'd already made the decision. I already loved whoever he was going to marry. So why wouldn't I shout it to the world how excited I am that my son's getting married? And so he was our first, he's our oldest. I remember just sitting down and being like, hey, like God, like tell me what I need to write. And I just sat down and wrote in the notes on my phone a post that I was going to post about. And the day I was going to post about it, I literally felt like I was going to throw up. I was so scared. I thought, okay, this is when all the judgment's coming in. But you know what took over all that fear was that I love my son to the core. And that mattered more than what everybody else thought or thought or said. And I remember I just copied it and pasted it with a photo that he was getting married. And I just put it out in the world. And I just walked away. And I just gave myself grace to just be like, whatever is said, it doesn't matter. It's fine. It's fine. I love my son, and that's all that matters. But I will tell you that I have never had so many personal text messages on that post, how it was just love. It was pure love. I honestly can say I had not one single person that said anything negative to us. Now, whether they thought it or said it to others, I don't know, but I don't care. That's none of my business. What was said to me was the most beautiful thing. And it felt just so beautiful, honestly. And it was an amazing experience. It taught me that when we love and honestly, truly love, that others will see that. They'll see it, they'll feel it through the message that was said. And then, you know what, since then, lots of people have asked me questions, and they'll usually address it as, I have a question. I don't know if this is really my place, but da 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 da, as I'm sure you've experienced. And I'm happy to be an open book. I will answer whatever questions you have. And if I don't know the answer, like for instance, people will say, so like, how does the name change work if they're both married? Like how does that work? And I'll be like, I don't know. That's a really good question. I will go ask him, and I'm just open and honest about it. Cause if I do know, I'm happy to share. If I don't know, I'll just recognize that I don't, and I'm okay with that. So I would say our community, it's the first time anyone in our state community area has ever had anyone that's gay that's gotten married. So it's been lots of questions that have came through, and there's lots of layers to that, honestly.
Sure.
But I would say the community has just been, honestly, we've had such a great experience with it.
So what advice would you offer to somebody who is a little bit newer in this space? You have learned how to create safety for yourself. You told yourself, whatever negativity comes, that might not be posted, it's none of my business. I don't need to know about it. You've learned to create safety for yourself. You took the amount of time that your son required, that you required before telling certain people. But eventually, you want to be able to feel safe in speaking with others, safe in speaking in your home about these things and about questions and doubts. What advice would you offer to other parents that are on this journey and finding all these questions coming up and trying to find a safe space to talk about it?
It's such a good question. I would say let your child lead. I think when I let him lead, it as far as who I could talk to about it, I would ask him, I'd be like, do you let me know when you're ready for us to tell people? And he would be like, okay, I'm ready to tell the family. Okay, you can tell a few friends. And he was so generous with it. As I let him lead, he recognized that it was going to be hard, and he had actually already called my sister and told her before he even told us. And then he told us, he was like, I told your sister and you can call her. And I thought that was such a kind gesture, because he knew me. He knew it was going to be hard for me to not have anybody to talk about it. So, you know, so I really would say, like, let them lead. They are going to tell you when they're ready to tell people, because they're trying to figure it out themselves. And then they'll come to you. I think, in my experience anyways, he's came to me and said, okay, now I'm ready. Okay, now I'm going to start dating. So now you can tell whoever. Now, like, it just kind of slowly just kind of came out. And I think that helped me too, because it was slow. It wasn't just like shouting it to the world. I mean, when they first tell you, you almost want to shout it to the world, because you're like, you just feel so suffocated. Like you're just, you feel scared, and like you feel so lonely. It feels so lonely. But the best thing we ever did was just to slowly let him lead. And I think it's given us time to process everything, just slowly and in
Yeah.
a really beautiful way, honestly.
Such,
So
such wise words. Love that. So, my last question that I always like to ask my guests is, what does it mean to you to live beyond the shadow of doubt? I purposely dropped the A in this very common phrase because doubt in and of itself has been seen as such a negative thing, something to not lean into, something to not have in your life, your spiritual/religious life. So I love to hear folks' answers to this question. What does it mean to
yeah.
you to live beyond the shadow of doubt?
Oh, I love that question too so much. It's really had given me the opportunity to really think about it. Um, it's for me personally, it's been a process. It's been a slow process. But I'm so grateful that I've given myself grace to have the doubt, and of a doubt. Like, there's been many doubts, right? I uh, one experience I'll just share really quick is um, my son was getting married, and my daughter a week before was, or a week after, was going to be going in our church. They kids can go through and what they call take out their endowments at the temple, and the temple is just a sacred place, right? And so in order to go inside the temple, you have to have this special recommend from a bishop. And my daughter had gotten this special recommend and was going to be going in the temple. Well, my son, before he had decided to get married, had been in the temple. And so my whole an experience that happened to me, that I really just had to rely on being okay with some doubt, was that day that I knew my son couldn't be there, but my daughter could be. And there was no difference between the two of them, other than she wasn't gay. And that was really, really hard for me. And I remember being in the temple and just like praying to God, like, I'm kind of not okay with this right now. Like, I'm not good with this. And just this overwhelming feeling came to me that they were both children of God, and that I am a daughter of God. And so um, it was okay to have those doubts and those fears, but that He knows each of them and they each have their own purpose. And I don't know, that just was like so comforting to me. And so I guess with your question, beyond a shadow of a doubt, I just know that I have a God that loves me and that I am His child, and my children are each individually His children. And so the doubts are fine, but I always know that if I put God first, that He will always just have things fall into place for me and my children if I choose that. And that's just been my journey. Um, and as I've chose to just like believe that, just like the experience that happened, He always knows it. He knows what we need. And if we can always trust Him and first, I don't know, it just all follows. So I don't know if I answered that well, but
Absolutely.
I don't know. I've just had this trust. He's never let me down. So why wouldn't I just continue to trust Him? That's just what I've landed on. And a lot of people would question that. But for me, I have no reason not to trust Him.
I
And
think that's super important, Jancee, that this was your personal experience. This was
yeah,
custom made for
yeah,
you in
yeah,
that moment, especially where your heart was hurting and torn. And it came from a very sincere place. I caught you, I think you said, I try to lead with love. And I truly believe we cannot go wrong if we are coming from a place of love. Our intentions are the best they can possibly be when we let our love for ourselves, our family members, our community members, or God to lead us. I just don't know how you can go wrong. Doesn't mean there's not, possibly several options, but love is so expansive. I love that so
yeah.
much.
And that's why I love that we get to love everybody wherever they're at in
Yeah.
this journey. I've met people from all that are in all different stages. And I just get to love you where you are. And I get to listen to you. And I just get to sit with you wherever you're at. And then this journey gets to be your own. So I'm sharing mine today, but you know what? If you don't feel like you can trust God right now, I get it. Like, like it's just wherever you are, I just get to sit with you in that place and I just get to love you exactly like you said. And that is such a beautiful thing, honestly.
Love
So
is so much more fun than judging or
it
criticizing
is.
or worrying about if someone's doing what you think they should or shouldn't be doing. Love is just, it's a
Always
different.
the answer. It's so simple. It's the simple. And I teach simplicity, and love is really just simple.
Yes, you do.
But it really, it's so easy. Like we complicate it. If
We
we can
do.
just love, like just so unconditionally, like you feel so much lighter and happier.
Yes.
And it just
Yes.
really is simple. So
That's what those are the words I was trying to think of it's so much lighter. Oh, that's so good. Thank you for trusting me and the listeners with that story. I know that's going to touch hearts.
thank you.
So really quick for funsies, I have a list of
Yeah,
questions, just looking for like a one-word answer. It just gives our listeners a chance to know you a little bit more.
I
So
love it. Let's do
tell us your
it.
favorite book.
Oh, my favorite book is The Notebook. I just love, and I don't know, I read that and I just could reread it and read it and reread it. I just love The Notebook.
Did you
So
like the
I'm kind
movie?
of like, yeah, I did like the movie, but I love the book. It is just like
Yeah.
my favorite.
I I
Yeah.
agree. Sometimes the books are just better. So
I'm a
would you
romantic at heart. So
uh do you consider yourself an extrovert or an introvert?
That is a really good question. I would say I'm an extrovert for sure. Like I can just go up and talk to anyone and I just can be friends with everyone. Like I love that. I love being around a lot of people. But then I like sometimes like I need to just like kind of have my space and kind of regroup.
Yep.
So I don't know. I'm an in-betweener.
I think that's where I am too.
Are you? Yes.
I think
I
so.
can see that.
What about, do
Yeah.
you have a favorite artist?
A favorite artist.
Mhm.
Ooh. Oh, I do not remember this artist's name. Actually, it's so cute. My daughter for Christmas, she painted me a picture of the Savior. My daughter is not an artist, but she, for Christmas, she was like, I'm really poor. So she got a picture of the Savior and
Oh,
she painted me a picture of the Savior. And it was on this really big canvas. And I have it framed and I love that picture. So
that's
I
the
love
best.
art, but I just love that. And it's because it came from her heart. It was just like the best gift.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that. Are you a night owl or a morning lark?
Oh, I am a morning person. I get
I
up at
knew
5
it.
every day.
I knew it. I'm a little
I'm
jealous, but
I don't know. I'm a 5 a.m.er. I get up, do my workout, whatever, and start my day. But by 9 o'clock, I am
you're
like, I
toast.
need to go to bed. Yes. Definitely a
Awesome.
morning person.
What about, do you have a celebrity crush?
Oh,
This
do
is
I
my
have a
favorite
celebrity
one.
crush? Oh my heck,
It
this is
really
a hard
seems to put
one.
people on the spot. I mean, you don't have to
Um,
answer if you really don't want.
George Clooney. I think he's so cute. There's a lot
That
of young ones too, but he's a little bit closer to my age, maybe.
silverish, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, do you like still carbonated or are you a diet soda fan? Like still water, carbonated water, or a diet soda fan?
Oh goodness, because I run, I'm a runner. I don't drink a lot of carbonation. So
That's
if I
perfect.
was a drink of choice, I would definitely do Dr. Pepper, but I really don't drink soda that often. Like a really boring water girl.
No, no, that's good. I need to be more like that. Okay, and finally, the furthest place you have traveled.
Oh my goodness, this summer, me and my four sisters did a sisters trip and we went to Europe and we took only backpacks and we rode trains and it was like we were on an amazing race and it was the coolest experience ever. So we just toured all of Europe for 2 weeks, me and my sisters, and it was the best thing
Oh,
ever. So it was
um,
fun. Yeah.
that
So
sounds, I'm a little jealous. Wow, that sounds amazing.
it
That's
was
so
so
good.
fun. And we all got along. So that's like a big deal, right? We all had just fun and laughed and made fun of ourselves a lot. So it was good. But yeah.
That's that sounds dreamy. Well, if folks tell folks how they can connect with you, contact you, tell them about any offers that you have that you'd like to share.
Yeah, that's so fun. So I'm mostly over on Instagram. My handle is finding your fancy, but fancy is like my name. So it's FANCEE. And I give tons of tips over there, just like for simplifying your house. I'm all about just simplifying your home and simplifying your life. And then I also have a website, same thing, finding your fancy. Right now we're doing like a simplicity challenge. And so I don't know when this will air, but you can just follow the link over on Instagram for that. And it's just basically letting go of stuff out of your house and you'll get a list of things you can do. And then I have also a membership and it's called Finding Simplicity. And the ladies and I in there, we just are simplifying different areas of your home per month. And that will be opening up in November. So
Mhm.
that's something that's a year thing. And from January to December, you just get to simplify different spaces in your home. So you can find out more details on that over on my website, Finding Your Fancy. So this has been so fun. I love it.
It really
It's
has.
been a good
And
day.
I have to just put a plug in. Jancee has the best challenges. I'm currently doing your
Oh, you
no,
are?
I'm doing your no spend September. This is recorded in
Oh,
September. So this will probably air in November, which is perfect timing for your membership
perfect.
program. Yay.
Really quick, how are you feeling about the No Spend September?
I
That's
love
like
it.
a hard one. It's
I love it
awesome though,
very
huh?
much. I'm so much more
Yeah.
cognizant of, you know, maybe I was spending things just because I thought it was a good deal, or because I thought I
Yeah.
might never know when I'll need this, or I don't
Yes.
know. It's just my mindset is different on an ongoing basis. And
Hmm.
I don't need to spend money in places that I previously had been. And I'm learning that, and it's good.
I love that. That
There you have
awareness
it.
is like my whole why. So I love that.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's
And
so
you're
cool.
very good at what you do. So go follow
Oh, thank you. Thank
Jancee.
you.
Your
You're
life
so
will never
sweet.
be the same. Well, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for being here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hopeful Spaces is a Dallas Hope Charities component of Hopeful Discussions, sponsored by Mercedes-Benz Financial Services USA. It's a free monthly parent, ally, or caregiver support group facilitated by Megan Skidmore Coaching. Email chc@dallashopecharities.org for more info. Visit meganskidmorecoaching.com to find this podcast and additional free resources, including the link for a complimentary coaching session. Follow me on Facebook or Instagram for more, or to send me a DM. Help the podcast grow. Please follow, review, and share with a friend.